everybody, it's Kathy Champion, and you're back with me in my craft room finally after a long absence. It's been a week today since I was on, and I just want to let everybody know that I missed you desperately. Between tearing my craft room completely apart, carrying everything out, and any of you that have a craft room, you know that when you start taking everything out, you realize you got more stuff than you thought you had. And that was so true for me. But right the first day, I started with the vertigo. So I had one day that I moved everything out of here, and then I was down for about 3.5 days with a terrible case of vertigo. I couldn't move without everything spinning. It was really bad, but thank you for your prayers, your concerns. So many of you emailed, messaged me, and checked on me, and I appreciate that so much. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. I don't know what I would do without my crafty family. Y'all have been so good to me, and I want you to know that I appreciate you and I love you so much. So now, without any further ado, let me tell you what we're going to do today. What I am going to show you is some new paper that came out in this in our new catalog, the Stampin Up catalog. And I'm going to thumb over to where the paper is at, and I'm going to show you the one that we're going to be working with. This is, whoops, I think I went too far. This is a beautiful, beautiful pack of paper. And it is this one right here called Flowers for Every Season. And this is the pack of paper, and I kind of turned them where they've got them turned, you know, every other one. I kind of did the same thing. But look at these florals and the patterns. There's just so much here that you can just do so much with. The paper is gorgeous. And beautiful florals and greenery, and then on the other, look at that, that's the piece we're going to be using today. These papers are just absolutely gorgeous, and this is a good lightweight cardstock feel, so this is perfect for doing your layering and things like that. I also have a pack of this paper, and this is the in color for the 2020 season, and these are all done in very muted patterns, or really what we call solids, but even though they do have a pattern, you can use these as a solid, and they are gorgeous too. And these are all done in the new in colors, and you have the, I forget what the blue is called. I'm still learning the names of all the colors, but you have the Just Jade, and you have the Bumblebee, the Magenta Madness, I believe, and the cinnamon something, I forget. And I, for the life of me, cannot remember the blue. And blue, I love blue, so I can't believe I forgot that. But anyway, there is a blue in that series of the in colors for this year. So anyway, I haven't gotten my solid papers yet, so I went back and pulled a piece of the Night of Navy, and we're going to use that. But I just wanted to show you this, and then I also want to show you, well, I'll just show you the stamp set. I am so in love with some of the new products that they have brought out. They also kept a lot of the newer products that, I mean, some of the older products they kept that I was very happy about too. But this is the sentiments that we're going to use, and I love this Mini Mates. Just thinking of you, get well soon, happy anniversary, it's your day, happy birthday, you're just so fabulous, congrats, celebrate, thanks. And then you've got these little sentiments that will go underneath these bigger ones. So happy for you, and also slightly jealous. And then better yet, because you make me smile. And it could be something like, you're just so fabulous because you make me smile. And, you know, better yet, celebrate. Just so many ways you can mix these up. You're so nice. This calls for a huge celebration. It could be like an anniversary, happy anniversary. This calls for a huge celebration. It might be someone's milestone anniversary. I'm glad you were born. Happy birthday. I'm glad you were born. And then this one, life is better with you. How about just thinking of you? Life is better with you. Just thinking of you on your retirement. Today is all about you. How about happy birthday? Today is all about you. And then how about congrats? You totally earned it. And that could be for so many different things. And this is a red rubber stamp. And I love the red rubber stamps. They are just, they call them cling stamps now, but back in the day, these were red rubber stamps. But I like the cling stamps, so they're so nice. So I'm going to lay that over here, and we're going to get busy with what we need to do with our cards. So, and this is my very first video in my new craft room, and I'm going to do a video a little bit later. I still need to get some pictures on my walls and some other things kind of tidied up a little bit, and then once I do that, I'm going to do a virtual tour of my craft room, and I'm going to show you all the way around it. This is a very small space, so I am trying my best to utilize my space to the best of my ability. So just hang with me. All right, so what we're going to do is I'm going to make a card base out of the Night of Navy. So I'm going to grab my Stampin' Up trimmer. And y'all know I love, love, love this trimmer. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut this in half on the 11-inch side. So we're going to cut it down to 5.5. And let's get the score blade out of our way. So, and I'm going to turn this and I'm going to score it at 4 1/4. So let's pull the cut blade up and let's come in with our score blade. And remember, we always need to fold away from the crease. So I creased it here, so we're going to fold it this way. And I'm going to use my bone folder just to get a really nice crisp fold on that. And I'm going to lay that to the side. And now with this heavy Whisper White, I'm going to cut a 4 by 5 1/4 mat for our card. So 5 1/4. And there we've got that piece cut. And I'm going to lay my excess paper over here out of our way. And we are going to need this for our pattern paper. And like I said, I am using this pattern paper from the Flowers for Every Season. And if you notice when I was thumbing through this, there are yellow roses. There's even some poinsettias. So I'm going to definitely save that piece for, we got Christmas in July coming up, so I will save that piece and maybe we'll do something for Christmas with that. But I just love these florals. Look at these colors. Aren't they beautiful? So what we need to do with this piece is we need to cut this down to 5. Well, I'll tell you what, let's do 3 3/4 first. So 3 3/4 would be right there. And I'm laying my scraps over here with my other pack of paper. And we're going to cut it down to 5. So this is going to be the main focus on our card, but now we need to cut this in diagonals, and I'm going to show you a secret for how to cut this. Many of you know how to do diagonals on your scoreboard. You basically line up your points into your track, just like this. And what I like to do is hold it, and then with one, and then pivot the other side into that track, right where your blade runs. Now I like to bring my blade halfway down, sink your blade down into your paper, hold it, slice up and slice down. Now here's the trick, because we need to turn this around and slice it this way. I'm going to show you a little trick. If you've ever used these little post-it page tags or flags, they work beautifully for this. If you don't have those, you can use some washi tape or some low-tack tape. But I would say put the low-tack tape on your blouse or something to let it not be quite as sticky. But I got these tags right here, and I pulled off a couple earlier. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to tape this together like that, and maybe like that. Now this is going to keep this together so that we can put it back into our track this way. And now we can cut our diagonal again. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to get this point up into my track, and then I'm going to pivot this over just like so. And once I know that I got that, I'm going to put my blade to the middle, and I'm going to put that down, and I'm going to sink my blade, slice up and slice down, or slice down and then up. And once you do that, now you've got your perfect triangles that you're going to need for your card. So I'm going to take my little tags off, and this is what it's going to leave you with. And look at that beautiful yellow. And what is going to make this card so spectacular is we are going to use these triangle pieces to decorate our base. And so our card's going to have a very unique look to it. I'm just going to lay my paper trimmer to the side. I also posted the June Hostess code right here, and I don't know if you can see it. Let me see if I can pull it down and see if we can center in on that just for a minute. I want y'all to be able to see it. Maybe come over this way a little bit more. If you will grab you a pencil and write that down, or if you want to wait, I will have it in the description box and it'll be down below this video. But it is PKQXHQEZ, and this is good for the entire month of June. And as I told you earlier, anyone that places a $50 order, it has to be $50 before tax and shipping, then you will receive a free gift from me, and it will be a pack of designer paper. I'm not sure which designer paper it will be. It depends on what I can get in. But that will ship out at the end of June after all the orders have been brought together. But anyway, what I'm going to do with these triangles is I'm going to position them where they are. One is going to be up, let's see, and one's going to be like this. And what you want to do is, the best way to do this, to get this even, is to put two of them down just like that, and then your other two, and we're going to flip these and do this beautiful pattern paper. And look how beautiful that's going to look. Isn't that, oh, that's so pretty. I am just in love with these colors. They are so, so beautiful. But this is going to be our triangle, and we're going to put it on a card base like this. And we're going to do a beautiful sentiment that's going to go in the middle. And this is going to give just a little added interest on your card. So let me grab some liquid glue. And I'm going to use the Tombow today, I think. I usually use a different glue, but I'm going to try this today. Now what I'm going to do first is I'm going to move these smaller pieces out, and I'm going to work with the bigger pieces first, and I'll tell you why. It's easier to center up these large pieces, and you want to have just about 1/8 of an inch border on this edge. So, and that's another reason to use the liquid glue rather than the snail, because the snail doesn't give you any wiggle room and this glue does. So, grab your favorite liquid glue when you're doing this. And remember that you can do this technique with any of your pattern paper. Two-sided pattern paper works so much better. Or if you don't have two-sided, just grab two different papers that look good together and cut your pieces, and if you cut them like this, you'll have enough for 2 cards. I hope that makes sense. But I'm going to press that down. It doesn't look, well, maybe I did. Maybe I just need to squish that glue down a little bit. Y'all know I like to run my bone folder over top of my my pieces after I put them down, because that just helps that glue gets kind of smushed out. And it makes it easier when you're trying to put your card together. So again, we're going to put this one to here. And we want those points to be right there together. But we want to have that wiggle room so we can straighten this out. Yep. Just about like that. Oh, that didn't look good either. Let's try that again. the glue gets tacky really quick, so you really have to work fast when you're dealing with the glue. Okay, that's better. Now I got sticky fingers, so let me grab a wipe. And because it's so hard to craft with sticky fingers, because everything wants to stick to your fingers, and y'all know that. All right, so now we got that much done. Let's do the same thing and rub that glue out. And now we're going to put these pieces in. Now see how easy these go in once you've done those pieces? I think I probably should have used my silicone craft mat so I don't get glue all over everything, but I didn't do that either. I'm a little miscombobulated today because once you tear your craft room up and everything's kind of different on my desk and things are different in my craft room, so it's going to take me a little bit to get back used to the way things are. You know, we're all creatures of habit. Okay. Tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to put the glue in here. Let's see if that won't work better. You know, we can always reinvent the wheel, right? So, oops, put it on the wrong way. I did that earlier when I was checking the measurements and everything for this card. I did the same thing and I put my pieces on wrong and I was like, oh, I messed up. I don't want to do that on camera. But you know what? If I mess up, we'll just start over. You know that's how I roll. All right, we got that on. And again, I got glue all over me. And now we're going to put this one in. Now you can see how quick and easy this card comes together. It's really not a hard card to make. The most tricky part of it is cutting. Oh, let's do it like this again. This seemed to be an easy way to do this. And let's go this way. So I'm going to lay that right into that point and just bring it out. Just like that. You just want to see a tiny bit of that white sticking out. Oh, isn't that gorgeous? I love the look of that. It's so pretty. All right, let's put our glue up. And I tell you what, I cannot get the sticky off of my fingers. Now we're going to actually map this to the, look at that. Once you stick that on that blue card, does that not pop? But before we do that, we're going to do our sentiment. And I think for this one, I think I'm going to put just thinking of you. And maybe we'll do just thinking of you. Today is all about you. I think that would be so cute on the front of a card. So what I want to do is I'm going to grab a piece of the white, and I am going to go back to that heavy, the heavier cardstock. I'm sorry. I tell you, I am still totally miscombobulated. But what I want to do is I want to grab some dies because I think I'm going to do a die cut and then layer it on the front of this card, and we're going to pop it up. So let me go and grab some of my my dies, and I'm trying to think which ones I want. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my stamp, and I'm going to go ahead and put it on a block, and I'm going to take it with me over to where my dies are at, because I want to make sure that I grab the dies that this is going to fit in. And we could do a punch, but I want to do another color under it. So I think I'm going to do dies because I want to layer them. So let me grab my dies and I'll be right back. Alright, we are back, and I decided to go with the Ornate frames. I think these are gorgeous, and I think what I want to do is maybe go with this one. Let's see if our stamp will fit in the middle of this. And if it will, that's going to be tight. I think it will fit in this one. Yep. And let's see if that will fit. I think that will work. That's going to overlay just a little bit, but I think that will work. So let's try this. Let's go ahead and cut this out of our blue. And what I'm going to do is I am going to move everything off, and we're going to do this in the white. You know what? I need to grab a scrap for this because I'm going to use this for the inside of our card. Let me... I got some scraps right here in my drawer. So I'm going to just grab a piece of the white like that. And we are going to cut this piece out of the white. And we're going to cut the frame out of this blue. Yeah, I think that, because this is that new blue, and I still can't remember the name of it. I'll have to look in the catalog to remember the name. Anyway, I need to make myself a list of these new colors and keep them on my desk until I memorize them. But I'm going to cut that, so I'm going to grab my die cut machine, and I'm going to bring this up. My plates, and I am going to go ahead and cut this little framelit first. So I'm just going to load this in. I know you can't see this because I don't have it up far enough. Let's see if we can put it right there. I'm going to pull this out, and I'm just going to put this up in the top corner. Let's see, I want it to go this way. And I love that little wood frame. And I wish I could run them both through at the same time, but I can't because I'm using different colors. So let's go ahead and do this one first. And this is so pretty. Look at that. Get my little, there it goes. Look how pretty that is. Isn't that delicate and dainty? I love that. Okay, I need to wipe off this cardstock off of the, don't want to pick my white up on that. So I'm just going to wipe that down. And now I'm going to put this little piece of white up here. And we're going to put that up in the top corner, and we're going to run it through. And there is our little white, and we're going to stamp on that. So I'm going to lay my dies back over here. And let's move our machine out of our way now since we got our cutting done. And that is going to go right there, and I think that's going to look beautiful on there. Okay, so let's grab our sentiment now. And let's decide what color. I think I want to go with the blue. So I'm going to use the Night of Navy because I don't have that new blue yet. So I think the Night of Navy will work because it will definitely coordinate with our card, the Night of Navy cardstock that I chose for the base. So we're trying to stay color coordinated, and that is the one good thing. If you have trouble coordinating your colors, Stampin' Up! Is for you. Let's see, we got to do it this way to get this to fit on here. So I'm hoping I'm not getting my head in the camera, and I'm hoping you can see what I'm doing. Let me come up a little bit higher. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to station that right over top and stamp. Just thinking of you. Perfect. And now I am going to, I want to pop that up. I want that to be up off of there just a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and close my ink pad so I don't stick my hand in it. Y'all know look at that. No sooner than I said it, I put my thumb right in it. Y'all know I'm famous for doing that. So let me grab my dimensionals. And I put these in a different case because I needed something that would hold these a little bit better than the ones that I was using. So I got my Take Your Pick tool, and I am going to turn this over, and I'm going to use my pick tool to pick up I meant to stick that into the side, and I didn't do it quite the way I wanted to. But I'm going to put that right there on the edge. And let's grab another one of these right here. And let's put that one there. And I want to put probably 4 on here because I want to make sure that it's secure. Just like that. I don't think we need one in the middle. So let's go ahead and wrangle up our little dimensionals off of here and see how good the Take Your Pick tool pulls them off. You will find this tool a great necessity. Once you get used to using it, you will be using it for everything. Alright, let's turn that over and let's be Butterfingers and see if we can stick it to everything except what we wanted to. I don't know if y'all do that, but I certainly do. Okay, so now we've got that on there. We're going to turn this over, and we are going to put a couple of dimensionals on it. Maybe 1, 2, maybe 3. I think that'll be enough. Alright, I'm going to put these back in my little container. And let's bring our card over, or our mat, and we are going to stick that right there on the front. So let's pull these off. And straighten up our little curly doodads. Now we are going to put this right down in the middle. Just like that, and I'm going to use some snail on here, and I'm just going to run some little pieces. We have a new adhesive, so you will see me using that as soon as my next order comes in. I have the new one on order, so you can see what it looks like. And from everything I've heard, it is absolutely a fantastic adhesive. So what I'm doing is I'm getting this centered as best I can. And then I'm going to commit. Commit by mashing down on it. Look at that card. Is that not beautiful? I love those colors. And look how beautiful everything coordinates. Again, the beauty of Stampin' Up. Now this piece is going to need to be cut down, so we need the inside piece to be the same as our piece on the outside was, and that is 4 by 5 1/4. So let's see if we got 4 here, and we do. So we just need to cut this down to 5 1/4. And this is where, if you wanted to do some fancy stamping inside, you could. Or you can just leave this open and put a handwritten note in here. I like doing both. I like stamping inside my cards. I love to do a little decorating on the inside. You could also take a strip of this beautiful paper and put a strip of it at the bottom or at the top. So why don't we do that, since we got this little piece left over. Yeah, this piece will work better. So again, let's grab our trimmer. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut a 1/2 inch and another 1/2 inch. And then we're going to put these two together, and we're going to cut them off at 5 1/4 because we know that's the width of this. 5 1/4. So what I'm going to do is get these together, and then I'm going to bring it to 5 1/4 right there, making sure they're even because you want to make sure that they're perfectly even, and snip. There we go. So now both of these pieces will work across the top of this card. And what I'd like to do, you know what, we should have cut that a little bit less. Let's do it at 5. So I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to make this easy since we just got to snip them. I am going to look at this. Let's put them together just like that. And let's grab our pencil. And we're just going to grab a pair of scissors, and I am going to snip these off just like that. Now we can bring this back, and you know we could do it with either side, but I love this beautiful pattern so much. We're going to use it, and we're going to put one at the top and one at the bottom, and then you've got the inside that you can put, and I think we're going to do that. We're going to use that stamp set, the stamp sentiment that says, "Today is all about you." And look how cute that's going to look in there. So let's go ahead and put a little snail on this piece. And you could very well use your liquid glue if you wanted to. Whichever one you prefer. Put that down. And let's do the liquid glue on the bottom. Just showing you that you can use either or, whatever you have. But like I was telling you earlier, use that hostess code if you want to receive that free gift. Now, if you order over $150, don't use that hostess code. You will get the hostess rewards yourself, which will be better than a pack of paper. So, but if you do $50 or over, use that and you will earn that free pack of paper from me. So that's always a plus anytime you can get freebies. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a wipe. What did I do with my little wipe? That's okay. We'll just wipe it off with a little. And I'm going to lay that sentiment right there, and what I want to do is pick this one up. I'm going to bring it down on my grid. This will help me ensure that I'm getting it right in the center. So I'm going to bring out that same ink. And then we're going to bring this right in the middle. And stamp. Isn't that cute? I love that. Today is all about you. Doesn't have to be anything fancy. It just needs to be something that states a message that you want to relay to that person that you're making this card for. So I'm going to bring out the glue again, And I am just going to use some circular motions. And we're going to put this together just like that. And there, our card is done. Now this was really a very fast and quick little card, and look how beautiful it is. I think this turned out absolutely gorgeous. Again, we used our Mini Mates cling stamp set. We used our flowers for every season, and we used our in color. No, we didn't. We didn't use this one. We did not use that. We used our Night of Navy solid cardstock. We used our Night of Navy ink pad. I used our Take Your Pick tool, our Dimensionals. We used our Tombow multi glue, and a piece of the heavy Whisper White cardstock. And that's all we did. And look how beautiful it turned out. I could not be happier. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to slide all these other products off. And we're going to put our card in the center. And look at that. Is that not gorgeous? I hope y'all enjoyed the making of this card. I am going to zoom you in so you can see just how pretty that card turned out. Let's move it up just a hair. Maybe back you out a little bit. There we go. I hope y'all enjoyed this. I really did have fun putting this card together. And I cannot tell you how happy I was to be back in my craft room, because I was gone for way too long. There's our hostess code. It will be in the description below as well. I'm hoping to be back again tomorrow with another video with a pretty card that we're going to put together again. I've also got some other ideas for some projects. So stay tuned. We've got lots of exciting things coming up. So head over to my Stampin' Up. I'll also have that link in the description. I'll have all the dimensions in this video. As we cut the pieces, you'll see them pop up. But don't worry, if you don't get them in the pop-up, everything will be in the description. So, as I always say, it's so good to be back with y'all. It's so good to be here with all of my crafty friends. Thank you for tuning in once again. And as I always say in closing, let everything you do and say bring glory to our Father in heaven, because He is so worthy. And until we craft again, may God keep you and bless you. And we will see each other again soon. Bye-bye.